All right, back to unboxing some more products. This one was not sent to me. I bought this. Oh, it's the Graco TC PRO Cordless Airless Handheld Sprayer. This is equivalent to the Greco Ultra, so don't be confused. I just got off the phone with Greco and asked them what's the difference between this and the Ultra, because they make it really confusing. So basically the way it works is Greco will make specifically products for certain stores. They make the Ultra just in general for them, then they make the TC Pro for Home Depot, and then they make the Ultra, Ultimate, Ultra, Mega, whatever it is for Sherwin-Williams. So that's really confusing, but they're equivalent. So this one is the Graco Ultra basically, but it's called the TC Pro, and this one will spray water-based and oil-based products. It will not spray the solvents and flammables. So don't try to put anything flammable in here, because you could potentially be holding a grenade in your hand. So let's open this thing up. Cut the tape here. Let's see what we got. Oh, the other difference is too, before I actually start talking about what's in this box, is that the tip colors, the colors of the tips are different on this versus the Ultra. So you'll notice that too if you're looking at it, but we're gonna use FFLP tips on ours. So we'll pull it out. They give you this nice soft case, which I am a fan of because I like the soft cases. I don't like the hard cases. Even though the hard cases are more protective, it's nice to have these soft cases. Let's see what we got in here. And here's the unit itself, powered by DeWalt 20 volt max batteries, which is great for me because I have a lot of those, and has the adjustment here for the pressure, and then your tips up here where you can change them. This setup, I probably will use this just for priming, but I got one of these in my back pocket and I'll show you how they're interchangeable. So yeah, here's one from my big Greco unit, and you can see the guards are the same, the fittings for that. So this is a big upgrade. I remember on my first little Graco handhelds from back in the day, I want to say 2012, I think I bought my first Graco handheld sprayer, and they had a proprietary battery, which was not cool because it was another charger and battery to carry around, and the gun just didn't seem to be up to the challenge in my opinion. Granted, I was really abusive with that gun. I didn't know how to take care of spray equipment at the time like I do now. And what do we got in here? I'll set that down. We got some pump armor, which is for storing the unit, which I just use mineral spirits for mine and never seem to have any problems. We've got some extra parts here, or it looks like we got 2 extra relieve valves, and then we got our strainer here. I don't know if that's an extra or not. We'll find out. We got our charger, like I even need another one of these. I don't need that. Well, that's another thing. You can't buy the tool only. So I was looking to save some money and buy just the tool. That would be just this unit right here. You can't buy the tool only. You have to buy the kit. And I got off the phone with the lady from Greco and she confirmed that. So Pro Control, that's the adjustment there on the back of the gun that we just talked about. What do we got in here? Oh, our batteries. This is a big plus. These are good nail gun batteries, and we'll put these to use because these are good batteries for any kind of handheld gun because they're lightweight and they're good to go. But yeah, so we'll open up the batteries. Some documentation, the Airless handheld, some documentation from DeWalt on the batteries, typical stuff. Then we have our 32-ounce cup with liners. This strainer in this bag here, this right here, you definitely want this on. This will just go on right here, and that prevents any large chunks of paint or primer that have maybe settled at the bottom from passing that screen. so it should give you a fine finish. And then this pump is actually available to change on the job site. I'm not sure how to do that. I'm gonna read the manual, but there's a pump in here. You can take it out and then replace it. So my suggestion would be buy an extra pump. That way if you're in the middle of a job, you can take this pump out, replace it, and you're moving right along there on the job site. So real simple unboxing for this. We have got to prime all this right here. Take a look at this. All this finger joint pine on my truck. We've got to prime it, and we're gonna do that out here. It's not really that windy, so I won't have to worry about overspray. We'll probably just set up a spot out here and prime this stuff, show you how this gun works. I'll grab some primer and a charged battery, and we'll give this thing a shot. Okay, got my primer here, got a battery, we got our tarp with some big boulders to hold it down from being blown over. Thing sounds pretty good. So we'll give this thing a shot. Don't want that to fall. Okay, so we'll squeeze the bag. So the way this works, you open this relief valve, squeeze all the air out. I'm gonna hold it close to my microphone so you can hear it. It's gonna stop once all the air is released, so listen for it. You heard it stop, then you close it. Now you have suction, then you hold the button down, or not the button. You put the this lever down to prime, hold this trigger for 10 seconds, and we should have primer coming out. Okay, we'll flip it to spray, and there's primer coming out. We always do our final finishing once the moldings are installed. Well, let's see how it works. This is a lot of overspray here, but I'm just using this thing straight out of the box so you can know what to expect if you decide to buy a TC Pro or a Greco Ultra. It works just like the corded version. Again, powered by that DeWalt 20 volt max battery, and it seems to be just handling this primer just fine. Nice, that's a nice smooth finish. I could probably slow down a little bit because we're getting, I'm gonna roll this GoPro over it, get you a real up close look at it. So we got a nice smooth coverage, but if I slow down a little bit, I'll be able to get a better coat on there, because right now I'm walking pretty fast as I'm trying this gun out. But that's what we're working with right now. Now keep in mind with this is not, you're gonna buy this and paint your house with it. This is specifically made for convenience and small jobs. People complain about these in the reviews, and it's just nonsense. Oh, I bought one of these things and I got halfway through painting my barn and it died. Dude, you're not gonna finish painting a barn with this. Of course it's gonna die. Oh, you know, I tried to paint my whole exterior and this thing's a piece of crap. No, you're using the wrong tool. for the wrong application. So don't buy this with the intention that this is the only sprayer you're going to need. It's not going to be a handheld unit that you're going to use. You're going to use airless sprayer with a hose, the whole big setup. So just keep that in mind. Like, I'm almost out here. Let's see how many more of these 16-foot boards I can get. This thing's almost out. Let's see if we can get one. Let's see how far we can take it, how much further. I'm gonna call that good. There's no consistency and it's starting to spit a little bit. But if I was doing an actual finish, I wouldn't let it get to that point before I did a refill on the cup. All right, so with this bigger tip, I'll be able to get this piece of crown, these two panel moldings, and then I'll come back for that 1x4. Nice. This thing, I'm really impressed with it. It's really smooth. It doesn't have any fan marks where it's like spitting out the paint. I don't know if you've ever had that happen to you, where it's like almost like a pulse. If you look at the fan, it's like spray, 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 spray. You don't see that with this gun. It's super consistent. It might be because I've got it on 5.5. If we turn it down to 1, let's see if we get that. I turned it down all the way down to 1. We'll see if we get that on this 1x4 here. Let's see what it does. It's still super consistent, even with that on 1. And that's what this gun was claiming it could do. It was claiming it can be super consistent on any pressure. So that's laying a lot of primer on there. But talk about consistency. I'm impressed with this thing. Dang, that's good, right? Yeah, that's really crazy.
HPLP, that's so low.
If you were gonna brush that, it would take you so long in comparison, you know?
That's the lowest pressure too?
Yeah, that's 1. Okay, we'll go to, this is the highest pressure this gun has is 10. And we're gonna try it just walking fast here. Pretty consistent. Covered the whole board, and that's because I'm using that bigger tip. Okay guys, we were able to paint all this material for our job tomorrow using this Graco TC PRO, and I had material left over. I want to show you how much. Well, first let's count the boards. So we were able to paint 416 linear feet of random sizes of trim, and I still have, let's see what I have in here. Or I said paint, but I mean prime. But same thing, if you had paint, it'd be the same thing. I still have about 1/4 cup left in there too. So if you could, we'll turn it towards the sun so you can see all that in there. So about 1/4 cup still. And what I can do with this liner is I can dump my primer back into the gallon that it came in and continue to use this liner for a few more jobs. So I'm impressed with this thing. I give it as a first impression, like I say all the time, just trying this stuff out in the beginning, it always works great for the most part, but you never really know until you have it on the jobs for a while. But as of right now, 5 stars, 10 out of 10, however you want to rate it, A+, whatever you want to say. I'm really impressed with it. It does everything I expect it to do and more. It has a battery that is non-proprietary, so batteries that people already have, these DeWalt 20 volt max lithium ion batteries. You can take the guard off and put the FFLP tips on there. And for those of you who don't know, the FFLP is fine finish, low pressure. It's a real simple gun, and that's the Graco TC, what is it? Pro, the Pro. And the Pro Plus is the one that shoots flammables. This one says right here, where was it? Spray water and mineral spirit-based materials only, no flammables. So like I said earlier, if you're gonna spray something flammable, automotive finish out of this, just be aware. If there's a spark that jumps out over there, you may be holding onto a grenade, and when that happens, you might lose your hand. No, I don't think that would happen, but you never know. Just don't risk it. So I'm gonna clean this gun up. Thanks so much for watching this video. Nice little review. We're gonna spray some jobs with it. I'm gonna put the FFLP tip on there, and we're gonna spray some stuff with this gun. So we'll see y'all in the next video.